The NBA is never short of drama, even in the offseason, because Kevin Durant has requested a trade away from the Nets. So I'm going to break this down from all angles and tell you what this means for Durant, the Nets, and the rest of the league. Hello everyone, welcome back to Into Sports. I'm your host Evan. Do me a quick favor, click the subscribe button and leave a like on the video. Helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Anyways, Kevin Durant wants out, and it sounds like the Nets will respect that request to be traded. But they don't have to trade him wherever he wants. Durant has 4 years left on his deal, so he has no leverage in terms of where he goes. Teams not on Durant's list don't have to worry about him leaving in free agency after a year. They could ship him to Sacramento and he would have no choice but to play for the Kings. So because of that, the whole league could be after Kevin Durant. But not every team has what it takes to get him. And that's because the Nets are in a very weird and, bad situation. They're going to have to reset their entire roster, but they don't even own their own draft picks. Because of the James Harden trade, the Rockets essentially control the Nets' first-round pick for the next 5 years. So the Nets cannot tank. Normally when a star is traded, it's for a ton of draft picks, but the Nets need players, not picks. So let's look at Durant's preferred destinations and see if they're a good fit. Reportedly, Durant prefers the Suns and the Heat. Now I'm going to eliminate the Heat. I'd assume Jimmy Butler wouldn't be in this trade. If he was, then maybe, but I doubt he would be in it. So that means their next best piece would be Bam Adebayo. But because of some really weird, unnecessary, and complex rule, the Nets can't trade for Bam because they have Ben Simmons under contract. Some weird rookie extension thing. I don't know. Okay. Well, then everyone is saying Tyler Hero. But the only place that trade could exist is in NBA 2K. There is no way that Sean Marks would trade Kevin Durant for a package built around Tyler Hero. It's disrespectful to even put his name in the same sentence as Durant. So that would instantly be the stupidest trade in sports history. Okay, onto the Suns. Miami clearly doesn't work because the Suns are really Durant's favorite destination. And they're one that's frankly very possible. One option is Devin Booker plus draft picks. But Durant wants to play with Booker. They were teammates on Team USA, and that's why he wants to go to Phoenix. And actually, once again, because of the rookie extension thing, the Nets actually can't currently acquire Devin Booker. So instead, the deal would be DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and every first-round pick Phoenix can offer, plus probably pick swaps for Kevin Durant. And that's a good package, but there's no legitimate centerpiece for Brooklyn. You get 3 good young players, but nobody special to at least somewhat fill Durant's shoes. So Durant's 2 preferred destinations, Miami and Phoenix, and I don't know if either can really get the Nets to be interested. So actually, what might happen is that Sean Marks, Nets GM, knowing that Durant has no leverage in terms of choosing his landing spot, Sean Marks can just go with the team that offers him the best package. And I think those teams, realistically, are the Cavs, the Raptors, Pelicans, and Timberwolves. Each of those teams could potentially offer an elite young player, and potentially draft picks are another good young player. The Cavs have Evan Mobley and Darius Garland. The Raptors have Scotty Barnes and Brandon Ingram for the Pelicans, and Minnesota has Anthony Edwards. I think if the Raptors traded Scottie Barnes and draft picks, they could be a 55-60 win team with Durant. And I think similar thing for the Pelicans. They could offer a package around Brandon Ingram, then you add Durant into the mix, and now you're a title contender. So if I'm Nets GM Sean Marks, I'm looking at those teams with really good young players, like an Evan Mobley, like a Scottie Barnes. Those are the teams I want to do a trade with. You need that young piece to build around, and you need a guy who's good right now, because tanking is off the board. Plus, those 4 teams could be contenders with Durant, even after trading away a nice young piece. So that would work for Durant as well, even if it's not a preferred destination. For the record, I don't blame Kevin Durant for demanding a trade. Now, I still think the Nets could have been really good adding Ben Simmons into the mix finally, but it seemed like that team was falling apart. Mostly, well, because of a certain someone. But the scary thing about this trade for Durant is that he doesn't get to choose his destination. Sure, he can have the preferred destinations, but he has no leverage. Sean Marks could just leave him out to dry. And if Durant doesn't have success in his next stop, the haters are going to be out in full force. So this is a huge decision for the legacy of Kevin Durant, because this could be his last chance to show he can get it done on his own.